Hello everyone, it is Sunday and I am coming live to just show you a little something I was playing with. So I'm kind of on a bit of a mission right now to send cards, to make cards that might be cheerful for people and get them off in the mail. So if you want one of those cards and I don't have, hi Jacqueline, your address, then you should send it to me. But let's get started before I get beckoned for Sunday dinner. So if you saw my post either on Facebook or Instagram earlier today, or you follow my blog, then you would have seen this card. So I created this card for a sketch challenge through hand stamp sentiments, and it was meant to be 2 circles, a sentiment, and then a rectangle of pattern paper or any sort of paper. So this is the one I made the other day. This is the one I posted, and I have a full blog post detailing how I made this card. But I wanted to make some more. I liked this sketch, and I thought it would be thank you, Jacqueline, an easy one to sort of make a bunch of. So last night was movie night at our house, and when we have movie night, I do crafting. And so as some of you may have seen the other day when I was unveiling, so this beautiful paper is part of the second offering of Saleabration, which will be over on March 31st. So you can still get this paper with a $60 order, and it is fabulous. So I knew I wanted to do something with these flowers. So you're seeing them everywhere if you are following any other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. Lots of people are coloring them in with their blends, or they're sponging them, or using their brayers. So I cut a whole bunch. I fussy cut a bunch last night while we were watching Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And I wanted to do something with them. So I'm going to show you what I did. So this is what I have created so far. So you can see this is sticking a little bit truer to the actual sketch. So we have, well, maybe it's not. They look a little more circular. This actually is a circle. So I used the Starburst Punch. This is one of my go-to punches with a little bit of the edge, zigzag edge. Okay, so we did the Starburst Punch, and that is out of same package of DSP, just this different foil pattern. So it's gorgeous. So these have some rose gold in them is what they have in them. But they also have some silver. So I really liked how the smoky slate went with the silver. So that's what I chose to use. And on this one, I have tied in the purple posy, and this piece underneath is from the this beautiful well-dressed, maybe that's not what it's called, I can't remember at the moment. It might be well-dressed. Oh, you know what, it'll be right here in the fancy index. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, best dressed, pardon me, the best dressed DSP. So in this case, I've used this floral image, and that's what I put behind here, okay? And yes, these 2 shapes. And then I have used my subtle embossing folder after I stamped our sentiment. So I stamped in Smoky Slate, and I used the sentiment from Forever Blossoms. And it says, cherish every moment of this day. And I just cut off that part and did cherish every moment. So I'm doing quite a few right now that have sentiments that seem to be sort of what we should be thinking about right now. So that is that card, my original one. And then we use the faceted gems from the In Colors. So I want to make that card again with you. And I want to do it with some different colors. So I've got, this is the current In Colors. So this is our Seaside Spray, and this is the Rococo Rose, and this is the side of the DSP that has the scripty writing. So it's going to be similar to what we are going to emboss our Smoky Slate with. And then we'll see which color you guys like best. So I am using this embossing folder. It is the Scripty 3D embossing folder. It's really pretty, very subtle, but lovely. It's another good one to use when you don't want to use the subtle impressions. Tricky thing with this embossing folder. So embossing folders like this that are this thick, they have to go into your die cutting machine fold first, or they should, so that you won't ruin the folder. But you can see our script is running this way. So we have to get creative. Keeping in mind we can do 2 pieces of DSP or pardon me, a cardstock at once. We're just going to do one because of what I'm going to show you what we're going to have to do. So we're going to actually have to fold this over the folder and around in order to get the script going in the right way. And I had considered cutting the cardstock the opposite direction, but I realized that was not going to solve our problem. So this is going to be fine. It's not going to create a problem once we actually do this and then we refold our card. You'll see. So I've already done it before and we will do it again. So we're just going to line that up, fold it over, and we're going to run that through our Big Shot. Okay. I'm going to do that off to the side because, as we know, it is noisy and also, well, you know what? I'll bring it over. For some people, it really shakes. So we're going to use this plate here for our newer folders. If you don't have it, you can create a shim using a piece of cardstock or a piece of cardboard. Okay, so we're going to run that through and you will see. Take it off. Okay, and then we're just going to, so you can see it's fine. So now we're just going to reline that up and then just reinforce our fold. Get out our bone folder. And there we go. Good as gold. Okay, so like I said, I already cut these pieces. I'm going to tell you what I cut them by. They are 2.5 in width, and then I did them 3 3/4 in length. Okay, so keeping in mind this was the original. I really like the look of the Seaside spray. I think it looks really, really pretty, and it would look really pretty with the ribbon that was around at Christmas time. But I also really like this because it draws out the rose in our flower. So, hey Marika. So I'm going to do both, which is why I cut both. So we're going to do both. I'm going to quickly run this through the embossing folder and then we will make both and we'll sort of play around with it. You can see I took some liberties here. The original sketch, this was supposed to be bannered at both ends. I've pulled it all the way across and added some embellishment. You know, like I said, I thought that looked nice. I had that long piece of paper and I was going to cut it and then I put it across and then I was like, oh, actually I really like that. And that's sort of what ends up happening a lot of the time. I did have fun fussy cutting, but it was movie night. And I can't craft. I can't have movie night without crafting. So as soon as we decide it's going to be movie night, I can show you. So I posted a picture of it on my Instagram, but here we go. So it was movie night and I created this giant IKEA bin full of supplies. I had tons of paper cut and I ended up making like 9 cards, I think, 10, 12, 11, I don't know, at least that many. And they are all now ready to get addressed and I'm just gonna like pop them in the mail to random people, friends and customers, just to sort of brighten people's days, because that's where we're at. That is where we're at right now. So I don't know about the rest of you, what's going on in your lives. I work in healthcare, so I have been on vacation this week because it was spring break and tomorrow I have to go back to work. I work at the cancer agency here in British Columbia in Abbotsford, and yeah, cancer care is essential service, so there is no avoiding that. So I will be back at work tomorrow, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little apprehensive, but we will persevere. Okay, so there's that color combo, and then here is this color combo, and we just pull out a different flower. And so, you know, as I was fussy cutting these, I was like, I cut everything, but you could totally decide what you wanted to keep or not keep. You could cut some of those leaves off if you didn't really dig what was going on there. So I'd be curious to know which color combo people are liking. I know this is probably a bad time for people. You're busy making Sunday dinner and the such. and I wanted to use this DSP. I'm really liking this DSP. It's very subtle in the background. This one's a little bit more pronounced. But I have strips of paper already. So again, this strip's not as long, so we could do this one a little differently, not all the way across. So we have to stamp first. That is just the key thing. If you're going to emboss something that you've stamped, you absolutely have to stamp on it first. Otherwise, your embossing, your stamping will look weird if you stamp afterwards because it will be into the texture. So we're just going to make sure we don't have any ink on the word we don't want. We're going to line this up. And again, I want to banner the end. So we're going to go like that. So it's a little high, a little higher than I would have liked, but I could try again. I always try once more, and then I pick which side I like best. And it's always what I suggest to people in my classes. Stamp it again, flip it over, stamp it again, and then decide which one you like best. So that one, this one's a little more centered, but now it's crooked. So I'm going to go with the top one. All right. Close our ink pads. Always closing our ink pads. And we're going to get, seeing if, oh, here. So here's our subtle embossing folder. Okay. So we're just going to pop that in there. Run it through. Big shot. This is one of our older folders, so it just goes through with a normal plate. Okay. We're going to bring that in. And now, if you've watched my videos before, you know that this is my favorite punch, the tailored tag, for creating the banner edge. So you can use scissors, and all you want to do is put a snip in the middle and then cut to each corner. Or if you have this punch, you can use this punch, which is so awesome. So same idea. You're going to put this at the middle of your piece and then line up the edges, punch, and voila. So that is my favorite way to do that. Okay, so let's put this together. I was going to say let's put this bad boy. If you watch North Shore Stamper, you would know that she loves that kind of thing. So sometimes when I've done this and I've laid a card out and then I'm like, okay, I really like where these pieces are sitting and I don't want to risk taking them off, I will do this. So I literally put my fingers here and I'm just going to put some snail here and at least put that down. And then I'm going to put some snail here and I'm going to get that down. And then now this can be treated as one whole piece of paper and I'm going to pick that up. And now I'm going to add some more snail everywhere else. So now this is one item that we are going to put on our card. So I'm going to snail like I always do, the edges. We have to get up here. If you're wondering why this is pink, I put my snail refills in a different colored plastic container that I have from, years gone by. And that way when people come to classes, there's no concern of them taking mine by accident. All right, so now we are going to put that down. I'm going to line it up at the edge so it is straight. The beautiful thing about this card too is we can use all sorts of embellishments. So here I use the matte ones, the in color ones. You could use rhinestones, you could use pearls, you could use ribbon, you could use nothing. Really just depends. Okay, so there we go. Hi, Roz. Okay, and now we have our sentiment. So on this one, I put everything flat. And we could do the same here. So this one, I think I might actually banner both ends. And I feel like my piece of cardstock is not 100% straight. So I'm going to pull out my mini cutter. That was part of the... if you joined, and I am going to do that. There we go. So now I know, yes, you can see that that wasn't a perfect straight edge. That looks better. Okay, so I'm going to do this to both ends. And now we have to just kind of get a same amount away from the sentiment. So I'm going to go out here, and then we can always go closer if we need to. So this one, I think I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals, and I'm going to go a tiny bit closer. So I'm just going to go in again. So not an exact science. There may be other demos that are a little bit more precise when they're doing stuff like that, and that's totally awesome. But that, my friends, is not me. Okay, so that was our straight side. So we are going to put a couple of dimensionals on here. Comme ça. And then we're going to figure out what sort of embellishments we like. So I would love to know with your comments, whether you're with me now or whether you are watching this after the fact, which of these color combos do you like the best? Do you like the purple posy? Oh my goodness. I thought I straightened this, but it is totally not straight. Or do you like the Rococo Rose? Or do you like the Seaside Spray? I would love to know, because I have more of these to make, and why not make the one that everyone thinks is the nicest? Okay, so that is that, and now we can do the same. We can use these same faceted gems. So, trying to think. So maybe on this one, if we were to do something similar. This is the other thing. I'm always kind of like, I very gently place embellishments, and then that way I can still move them if I need to. Because I don't always find, again, some people are like, boom, boom, done. And others, like myself, are a little more like, oh, maybe here, maybe there. Maybe I don't want that one this time. Maybe I just want all three blue. Anyone? This is a thing. I find embellishment placement actually really hard. I don't know about the rest of you. If you guys are like, oh gosh, no, I just like throw them down. I find it can be really tricky to sort of figure out where they look the best. And sometimes I don't really know, and I just kind of go decide, okay, yep, that'll do. Plop them down. But I know there are others that are like, very dialed in about where they decide to place them. I feel like we should do one here, and maybe one here, and then this one down here. Or is 3 too many? Curious? Anyone? I see there's a few of you watching. I would love your opinion. Or should they be over here? Or maybe no embellishments. Maybe this card doesn't need it. All right, I'm going to leave you to give me a little bit of a shout out as to what you think while we put this color combo together. I know somebody must have an opinion. I know it, I know it, I know it. But maybe not. All right. It was a bit of a cloudy day here today, not nearly as nice as it has been. Kind of a drag. I have an 8-year-old, and needless to say, he is getting bored because he has no sibling and he can't play with his friends. But we are doing our best. Okay, you guys are not helping me at all with the embellishment placement. So I'm just gonna have to wing it. Maybe I don't like this big one. Maybe we add a purple one? Nah. Seems a little weird, doesn't it? Back to the rose. Nope. I have more. Where are the other ones? Maybe we just need a smaller blue one. All right. Oh, I have some tiny ones on here. It's very weird. I'm talking to myself. That's okay. All right. I'm going to leave them like that, I think. And then I will be curious what people comment was their favorite. So there are those two cards. Here's the third color combo. I'm going to leave the sentiment off this for now, and I'm just going to wrap this video up because it is Sunday and people have got better things to do, and I'm going to go enjoy a roast beef dinner with my family. So please let me know which of the color combos you like best. Yeah, give this sketch a try. So 2 circles, a banner, and then a piece of either cardstock or DSP. The sketch doesn't have any embellishments or ribbon, but I used embellishments and ribbon in both of mine. And I would love to see what you come up with. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.